Thank you guys for coming to Deb Chanel's 48 World, where we go and do recaps and reviews on reality shows and soap operas. What I'm going to be reviewing today is The Bold and the Beautiful for today, Tuesday, April the 19th, 2016. Let's go on and get on into it then, guys. It was an exciting day today. It got back on our Liam, Steffi, and Wyatt triangle. The scene goes with Wyatt and Steffi. Wyatt is talking to Steffi on the couch about one of them or both of them telling Liam the truth. It has already gone too far. They need to tell him that they are married so they can go on and get, along with their marriage, because hey, they just got on their honeymoon and then Liam came back and everything just kind of get interrupted. So Stephanie feels that it needs to come from her, not Liam. I mean, not Wyatt. Now, if it was me, I'd be like, no, we're a unit. We need to go on and do that united front, and we both are going to tell him. But again, Wyatt is falling back instead of taking charge of the situation because Steffi is kind of wishy-washy. All right. The scene goes to where Liam and Bill are coming back to his home. They were out getting a CAT scan done on his brain because of all the concussions he's had. And, he just really needed to see a doctor for his blackouts to make sure the old noggin is up there working properly. So, of course, Liam is excited that he's doing real well and he's remembering things here and there. Everything is pretty much coming back to him. And, of course, he has to have his rest and all of those things. And Bill was like, okay, we're going to do the whole thing. You can't drive. We're going to have a driver to take you wherever you need to go because the doctor hasn't given you a 100% bill of approval that you're back to normal. So you're just going to have to deal with what I'm going to give you, and that's it. So he goes on to tell his dad that, he's glad he's there for him and this, that, and the other. But he really want to get on with his life. And he wants his dad to be his best man at his wedding because he's thought about it a lot. And he knows with him being kidnapped and, going through a lot of personal issues, life is too short. So he knows he wants Steffi in his life. He don't want to prolong their wedding any longer. So he asked his dad, would he stand up for him? And of course, his dad is trying to deflect off that issue. He even going back telling him, you need to shave, you need to get this stuff off your face. And he said, Dad, come on now, I know that and it's going to be taken care of, but what do you feel about that? So his dad really doesn't say too much. He doesn't give him a yes, he don't give him a no, but in essence he knows somebody has got to tell Liam. So we move on from there pretty much, and we go to Rick, Zende, and Maya. They're at the Forrester camp, and they're going over a little day-to-day businesses, and he's taking a look at some of Zende's photos for a new fashion shoot or something that has to do with their apparel. And he's getting ready to leave the office when Maya stops him and asks him, what is going on with him? Why are you doing my sister this way? I know you still love her. Can't y'all make amends? And if you did have to go with anybody, why the hell would you go pick up her best friend? And the girl works here. She is miserable, Zende. What the hell are you thinking? So we leave that scene. We go to Pam and Sasha. Sasha's in the little dressing area where I guess they try on different clothes to get ready for a photo shoot that they're working on. And Sasha's real excited. And when we get a chance to see the bathing suit that she's putting on, it is really nice on her. And it is a nice piece of their apparel. But before she comes out, Pam is helping her getting dressed and this and that and the other. I've never seen Pam do this before, but I guess it's one of those things. One of her new job duties, whatever. Anyway, she's talking to Pam while she's getting dressed and saying, she wants to get a little wild. As, excuse me, footloose and fancy free. And so Pam acknowledged Miss Vivian because she actually walked in while Sasha was going over her little spiel about being wild and loose. And Pam, with respect to Miss Vivian and knowing the situation between Zende and the two girls, Sasha and Cole, she said, well, maybe you shouldn't get wild and this, that, and that. Maybe that wouldn't be a good idea. And so Sasha comes out because she's trying to figure out why, Pam pretty much has changed her tone or whatever. And she comes out looking all smiley and giggly, and she looks at herself in the mirror, and she, is very happy with what she sees in the mirror. And she turns around, or she sees the reflection, and she sees Vivian, and she turns around all shocked and, crazy looking. Then the scene goes back to the Forrester Creations organization, and we're still on Rick, Zende, and Maya. And Rick chimes in this time, trying to help Zende understand the situation that they're all are in. And Zende, saying in all fairness, if he basically was a regular employee, which I'll be grilling him about why he had a misunderstanding when he actually he dumped Nicole, because, he wasn't happy with what was going on and how his life had to be upset in order to make somebody else's life better. But they just acting like a punk, and he's just all into himself and ain't thinking about, somebody wanting a life of their own and wanting a baby in their own to solidify what they have in a marriage. And, it only was like 9 months out of the whole thing of her being a surrogate mother for her daughter. I mean, come on, Zende, pull up, boy, pull up. Anyway, and then, Rick is trying to understand his side. And he said, I understand where you're talking and where you're going, but you were raised so much better than this, and you were given so much, and I don't understand why you're doing this. And then did you really have to go after her best friend of anybody in this whole wide world? I'm not really understanding it. But anyway, we go back to Pam and Nicole. And Nicole is letting Pam know she had took a message for her, and she was, trying to write it down so she can disseminate it whoever it's supposed to go to. And then, Pam chimes in with Nicole and saying, you have a wonderful life ahead of you, and you're doing such a marvelous thing, and da-da-dee-da-da-da. Pam kind of threw me for a loop because I didn't know where the hell she was going with the situation either. But I guess, to sum it all up, she loves, or she likes Nicole, and she wants her to get back, in the swing of things whenever she drops the baby and go fight for Zende, because Zende needs somebody like her and not fast-acting, hot, spicy Sasha, who's definitely is very aggressive when it comes to the men and who she wants and this, that, and the other. And she's just letting Nicole know pretty much she's on her side, and that she's doing a marvelous thing by having her daughter, her sister's daughter, her sister's child for her. And that's an amazing thing. And if Zende don't understand it at this point, somebody's going to rack it in his head. But don't give up on Zende. So that's what I got from it anyway. We move on to Vivian and Sasha. They're both talking. Vivian is trying to understand why does she have to take the one thing that meant so much to her daughter, which was which was Zende. And Vivian should know better, because a woman can't take a woman from another man unless a man want to be taken. And at the time, only thing Zende was thinking about was getting sex, having sex. And that was his brain of thinking at that particular moment. But after he had it a couple of times from Sasha, he knew it was just empty and it was just lust. And he should have just waited on somebody he really cared about, where he can really experience being connected to that person. But he lost out. So, I would hope that the writers would write somebody else in gorgeous to come in and woo her, and then make Zende, be angry and upset. Because I'm just sick of him. They just they putting too much on 10 on him, and he ain't about 2 cents. He getting on my nerves. Hold on. Okay, had to go lock my dog out. But anyway, moving back on. Vivian is just basically trying to tell her, look, I love both of you girls, but of course, I love my daughter more than I love you. That's just self-explanatory. However, you all were good friends, and I just really think you need to back off until Nicole drops the baby, and y'all can fight for Zende all y'all want to, because the playing field would be, what do you call it? It would be more equal, or fair to fight. But my thing is like this, Vivian, hey, Get out of the mess, okay? Because you're not making it any better. We're talking about two young women fighting over somebody they think they're gonna love the rest of their lives, and this, that, and the other. And when you are in the rich and famous scene, yeah, y'all probably would go on and get married and ooh, excuse me, have babies and do what you will. But in the real world, you just don't get married that young unless you are pregnant, or you just really feel that this person is for you. But 9 out of 10, those relationships don't last long because a lot of times financial things get in the way, and people are not mature enough to understand certain situations that happen in marriage. And so you just need to get out of it, because if Zende want to be with Nicole, time will tell. And if I was Nicole, I would get my body back in shape, and I'll be dating as many guys on the scene as I possibly can, because we have seen Zende needs more maturity. He needs to grow a little bit more before he can say what he wants and this, that, and the other. And Nicole should take very good reference of how he's treated her and how he's only been thinking about himself. So anything, she should be just like letting him spoil her rotten before she try to say, okay, I'm gonna get back in a relationship with that and that. And that's how you should have handled it. But no, girl, hey, you need your filming time, so hey, you gotta do what the writers tell you to do, so you go on. But that is definitely not a good move, getting into your children's relationship mess. Okay, it's just not. And it's a known thing. Women mature quicker than men anyway. So Nicole just have to pick them up, put them down, slay them, however she wants to at this point. Okay, because she's beautiful, she's intelligent, and she has good morals about herself. She can get him back if she wanted, or she can get another guy, which is much better for her, much fitted. But okay, we all know this is a circle of life with the Forrester and the Spencer family. They want to keep all the money together. So hey, if they get in one of those two groups, they solidify financially for life. All right, so we know how it's gonna grow. Anyway, we move on from her. We go to Bill and Steffi. Bill is calling Steffi or why, whoever would pick up. It don't matter, but he's calling Steffi phone. So evidently he just wants to talk with Steffi about this issue. He wants to know who between the two of them, meaning Wyatt or her, is going to tell his son. Okay? About what are the comings and goings of the relationship and the dynamics. Because if they don't have enough pull or confidence or face to do it, he damn sure do. So somebody better think of something, okay? Because he's on a looking path for Steffi this morning, and he can't continue to lie. He won't continue to lie to his son, because he be like me. Just hey, tell them what they need to know straight up. On point. And I hope he get on over there and tell Katie he's in love with Brooke too, and stop lying to her and stop fighting his feelings, since he's so into telling the truth and getting things out in the open. Okay, but anyway, he is right on that situation. One of the three, meaning him included, need to tell Liam so he can stop acting like an ass and know the truth. So he either gonna try to fight for Steffi again, or go find Ivy or Hope or some other lady they may bring into the scene. That's all I got for that. Let me see. Oh, and then Liam come back around the corner, saying more stuff about Steffi. He need to see her. He wants to marry her. Can Bill stand up for him as his best man and all this kind of crap? Or will Wyatt basically stand up for him? And I'm like, sit your ass down. You don't even know the paradigm you have gotten yourself into, so you just need to wait until somebody feels honest enough and brave enough to come tell you, which Steffi is on her way. But anyway, you're gonna pretty much guess the whole thing out yourself as she non-verbally tell you what's going on. We go to a commercial, we come back. We back at that doggone Force Creations office, and Zende and Maya. No, sorry, Zende and Rick. Basically still going at it, trying to appeal to his moral compass, and Maya's trying to explain to him that Nicole is a good person. He just got to get over it, or put it on the back burner for now, okay? Because evidently there are still feelings there for him, because he don't talk to Nicole. He don't told her that he loved her. He will always love her. He done basically told Nicole's family the same thing. Definitely done told Michael. I'm tired of hearing it myself, because love ain't got nothing to do with it. If you're not with that person and you want to be with that person, stop wasting all this valuable time trying to search for whatever is perfect to make you get back with that person, because nothing is ever going to be perfect when you're messing with relationships, okay? It's always the ups and downs, but it's how you manage it and how you go about keeping it going forward That's the major thing. And right now, Zende's in playland. He wants to have 2 women. He wants to have the aggressive one. Then he wants to have the one he really want to be with and have kids with and a family. But hey, the Bermuda Triangle just still getting even worse as we float along. We got 2 Bermuda Triangles here. We got the one with Sasha, Nicole, and Zende. Then we got the one with 2 brothers, Wyatt, Liam, and Steffi. It's just a hot mess. A hot mess, guys. Something has to come to a resolve. Something has to be resolved to one of them, for one of them Bermuda Triangles soon. But anyway, we go back to Pam and Nicole. Nicole is telling Pam she's okay. Pam doesn't have to feel sorry for her, and she don't have to have any indifference, negativity towards Sasha. It was Zende who made his decision, made his bed. Now he has to lie in it. She's cool and comfortable with it because she knows it'll only probably be another 2 months. She's going to drop that low, and then she's going to do what she has to do. Moving on from that, we get back to Vivian and Sasha. Sasha's definitely defending herself, and she's going over how much she loves Nicole, and she wants to be back, and which the situation with the relationship between 2 are not going to be the same. So developing a new friendship from this point on that they are both with. However, she doesn't know, meaning Sasha, doesn't know that Zende only used her for sex, and he used the inappropriate word of love. He should have just said sex or something to that degree. He shouldn't have put love in it because that's not what they were doing. That's not what he was making to her. He was just trying to downplay it. But however, he done brought another mess to a situation that's already messy to begin with. So basically, she's still fussing with Vivian because she says she's not going to put her life on hold. She's not going to do what Nicole did as far as putting her life on hold with having a relationship and hoping it flourishes into something, more suitable, such as marriage, having a family, Dusty, whatever. She made her choice to have a baby for her sister, which is really both of their sisters anyway, or half-sister. She did what she did. She wasn't going to be that foolish. Sorry. So she was telling Vivian to get off her back before she starts throwing some tea her way that she definitely don't want to hear. That would it would throw a big boomerang into everything. Okay? Where everybody's world in that family is tearing down. Alright? Okay, we move on from that situation. We go back to Bill and Wyatt. Bill is going over to Wyatt's house, which is where Stephanie just left. When he gets there, Wyatt tells Stephanie just left to go over to talk to Liam. He said, well, goddamn, it's about time because I couldn't take it no more. Okay? Somebody has to tell him. I'm glad somebody went over there because I tell you, if I had to go back over there, it was going to blow up like popcorn. Okay? It's going to blow up like popcorn, bro. But let me tell you about your brother. He's doing real well. We spoke with the neurologist. Hey, it is what it is. He cannot drive at this time point, so I hired him a driver. But, hey, I don't know how, the doctor was saying he don't need to be stressed out about some stuff and, this, that, and another. But it is what it is. He got all that information from a doctor that don't spend many years and many loan payments to becoming it, when that was just a simple answer that everybody would knew that had common sense. Okay? But anyway, we move on there. We go back to Steffi and Liam. Steffi has finally arrived over to Liam's house, and she's asking about how his CAT scan went, and he's telling her it's been fine, whatever. She also comes with groceries in her hands, and Liam takes the groceries from her. He looks in it. He's like, did I really like this stuff? She said, yeah, we all picked at you because you were attracted to that type of food, and we didn't know what family you had came from. They did a little laugh with each other, but that was it. He told Stephanie, look, I'm asking you to marry me because I just don't want to be alone anymore. I want you in my life. We've wasted too much time. We should have been married. Da-da-da. Okay, Stephanie looking puzzled. I'm like, this is the time, Stephanie. Open up your mouth. Open up your goddamn mouth and tell him you cannot be his wife because you're already else is somebody's wife. Get it going, Stephanie. Open up that mouth. But again, she kept it closed. We went to commercial. We came back from commercial. We went back to Zende and Maya. Okay? Maya wants to talk with Zende still about love of her parents, love about him being an orphanage, and both of them are really trying to get him to understand what he has in Nicole is priceless. She's a gold mine, okay? He doesn't see it right now because he's thinking with the wrong head. Y'all know what I'm talking about, the wrong head, okay? Not the top one, but the bottom one. Between the legs, okay? So, what they're saying is falling on deaf ears because he thinks he knows everything. And people at that age, they do think they know everything. And they think they're going to conquer the whole world and whatnot. Okay? We're not going to downplay anybody's dreams. We're not going to squash him out, but it is what it is. He's naive, he's stupid, and he's just letting his second head, which is down between his legs, think for him. We're moving on. Okay, we go to Sasha and Vivian. Pretty much Sasha done told Vivian, leave her alone. She don't want to talk about this situation anymore. If she wants to talk to somebody about it, she can go talk to Nicole or Zende. She prefers she go talk to Zende because she don't want to hear no more. She ain't giving up Zende. She's not, gonna do what everybody else feels she should do. She's gonna do her. Okay, all right. We go back to Bill and Wyatt. They're still talking about Liam and things that's going to pretty much make him feel indifferent towards Wyatt when he sees him again, and this, that, and the other. It's just what it is. And then Wyatt has a strange epiphany that he basically brought, he should have told Liam when he was, bringing him home in the car when they was riding along what was what. But he felt it wasn't appropriate at the time. But he think he did the same thing Quinn did to him when she kidnapped him and put him in a false world, a world that she wanted him to be in to benefit her. And he pretty much, in essence, did the same thing. He didn't tell his brother the truth. He just brought him back. And he's just blank on one side of his life, which is, the side that he wanted to be with Steffi as his wife, being husband and wife, and them forming a family. But he didn't stand up and do what he felt in his gut to do, was just to come clean, tell them, hey, while you were gone, guess what? I married your fiance. Could have been that blunt, but it could have been somewhere along those lines. And Bill was just reassuring him, saying, no, you did the right thing. It's something that had to happen because of the situation that did happen. But I guess if anybody should tell him, it should be Steffi. So just fall back, let her do what she got to do. And, let the chips, fall where they may. Y'all both just be fighting. Even though Steffi should be honoring her vow she made to you. But it is what it is, we knew the emotions had to still be there that she felt for Liam and this, that, and the other. But she just didn't take the time to do her due diligence and find a young man. Whether she found him dead or she found him just how Wyatt found him before she got herself involved with his brother. Even though they're trying to give us a span of him being gone from them as a 2 or 3 month, interval. But still, you just don't fall in love with somebody again that you once had. Well, put it like that. But she was that much in love with Liam, and he was the love of her life. Ain't nowhere in the world 2 or 3 months would have went by, and you like, okay, he's not here, I'm going to marry somebody else. Bullshit. You would have come up with some resolution to whether either Liam was dead or Liam was kidnapped, and then you just have to wait that time out until you get back with him. And then you all decide whether you want to get married or not, or that too much happened in between that time that you learned about yourself that you needed to wait. Or go ahead, with the wedding. Who knows? But Steffi is just as much as his fault as, anybody else in the situation. I just wish people would understand that. If you really love somebody, you don't have a body, then you still need to be waiting. Now, for a year or 2 years, 3 years pass by, okay, fine. Yeah, maybe you need to move on. Okay, something is just may not meant to be understood. Okay, but we're talking about 2 or 3 months. Please, that wouldn't even fly in reality without you getting checked by somebody. Okay, thank you. We're moving on. So we go back to Liam and Steffi, and he's looking all puzzled. He's trying to put pieces together and this, that, and the other. And Steffi ain't making it no easier. Instead of her just going to tell that boy what the problem is, what the situation has turned out to be, and that's how it's going to be. And, get it on, finish the subject. So we can move on, all of us. But, she's just going back, saying, you had left. Then they go back to a commercial. Then it comes back to Vivian and Sasha. Sasha's being defensive. Vivian's telling her not to be defensive. She's not judging her about the situation. She just wants both of them to have some peace. Because right now, she's looking at her daughter. She don't have a boyfriend. She don't have her best friend anymore, which was Sasha. And she's just lonely. And with her giving birth shortly, or at least in 2 months more, or a month more. She don't have anybody to confide in her age group, and she's just miserable, and she hates seeing her daughter that way. And then Sasha just look at her like, real for real, like, okay, I don't told you to leave me alone about the shit. I didn't tell Nicole to get in the situation that she got herself in. That was a self choice she made, and whether she's having second thoughts about it or how things turned out between her and Zende, that is not my concern. But if you don't get away from me, Unveil, I'm going to tell you something that I felt you should have known a long time ago. We're talking 18, 19 years ago, okay? So you better chill, because right now, you're on my push play button, and I'm ready to spill beans, okay? So get on now before I have to serve this tea to you. Okay, we leave there. We go to Wyatt. Wyatt is having going down memory lane type of view. They're showing us plain flashbacks in his mind, him going over the best times he had with Stephanie and all the love that they have, and he's just wondering, is that going to come to an end, or is he going to have to continue to fight for the love of his wife? We really don't know. So we go to the final end and final phase of the story. That's when Steph and Liam are together, and Steph is telling him, a lot of things have transpired since you were gone. I was lonely. I needed someone. They were there for me. I'm already married. Liam goes so far to say, hell, you can get it annulled. I know you don't love them as much as you love me, because it's only been 3 months, 2 to 3 months. Steffi, come on. So Steffi calls herself moving away from him, not looking at him, and he's just really demanding her, and like he just want to just tear her neck off, because she's frustrating him so much about not getting that annulment, and he's demanding who has this big hold on her, and this, that, and the other, and who is his competition, because she ain't finna be married to him no more. Steffi has it almost out her mouth, but she won't let it go. Well, that's how the writers have it for today. They wouldn't give us the tea, people. They would not give us the tea. But we already know what it is. Liam just don't know. But then again, if we look in reality, Liam does know. You know what I'm saying? So everybody caught up pretty much the same. We just needed to come out so we all can hear it. Okay? So hopefully tomorrow, next episode, which will be the 20th of April, they're going to give it to us and just, have this, at least the truth out, and let the cookies fall where they may on the floor. You hear what I'm saying, people? Give us that much, okay? We don't waited a long time for this to have an ending of everybody on one accord. Now, what they do with what they do far from this point, we know it's going to be a straight up mess. But at least everybody knows what's what. So that's all I got, ladies and gentlemen. Those who follow me for the bold and the beautiful recaps and reviews. I hope you enjoy my image slides that I give you on pieces of what I can find to for you to have an image of what I'm talking about throughout the episode as I'm chiming in, giving my perspective. So I hope you enjoyed it. And as you can tell, I'm still suffering from my sinuses and the stuffy nose and everything, and I haven't gotten a chance to do my pollen count because everybody didn't seem like they enjoyed it as much as I did giving it to you all. So that's why I stopped doing my pollen count. But yes, I'm still a sufferer. I suffer from allergies all year round, but that's why I chose pretty much to just do film strips or slides and give y'all my commentary on the shows that I review. But anyway, blessings to you all. Thank you for tuning in, and I look forward to dialoguing with you on my YouTube channel in my comment section. So take care of each other, stay encouraged, be blessed, and have a good evening. Thank you so much. Bye. Oh, I forgot. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, share, like, and do that much as possible on my channel. And definitely tell friends and family about me. And if they're interested in dialoguing, please, give them my web channel and let me dialogue with them as well. Okay, bye bye, y'all.